On today's dive, we tested a new lake and found some pretty cool old stuff. Today was more of a scouting mission than a trash cleanup. And because of this, most of the stuff that we see here actually got left behind, and we definitely plan to come back for a future dive. From the first moment we dipped under the surface, you could just see the history. At many places I dive, I often find a lot of modern trash, including cans and a lot of assorted plastic. However, at this location, a majority of the items were glass, and you could tell that they had been there for some time. Just want to give a shout out to a couple guys on Instagram that helped me date some of these jars and bottles. So thanks to Van City Relics and BC Bottles. You guys go check those guys on Instagram. They're awesome. They have a lot of old bottles and stuff from around our area. But this one bottle here, jar I should say, this is an old mason jar that they believe to be from about the 1920s. It's pretty crazy to me to think that this can, or jar, has potentially been underwater for 100 years. This is another really cool item, this old rowboat here. Could you imagine trying to haul this out of the lake, restore it, and get back to floating on top? I don't know if I'm up for that task, but I think that'd be a really cool project for somebody to try. I'm by no means an expert on old boats, so if anybody knows anything about this boat, let me know. I'd be interested to find out more. It's probably not an old rowboat, but it's about the same size as one, about 12 feet long. Something that's always great to see are these schools of fry swimming around our lakes. So these little guys are baby salmon, and in the next little while here, they're actually going to make their way back down our rivers and head to the ocean. In the ocean, they'll spend, depending on the species, a couple years, and then they'll make their way back up the rivers, where they spawn again and keep that cycle of life going. Seeing this underwater life in first person is such an inspiration to me to keep coming back to our local waterways and cleaning our lakes, rivers, and oceans. So many people don't get to see firsthand the actual life and activity that goes on in these areas. And that's the main goal of mine, is to educate the public, just to show how much life is actually in our waterways. So of course, I do really like to find this cool stuff that people drop in the water. Obviously, the stuff that I like to find, for the most part, isn't dropped on purpose. So finding phones and GoPros, 99% of the time, that's an accidental drop. And that's kind of the cool stuff I like to find, because I know it wasn't purposely thrown in the lake. However, obviously that's not the case, and that's not all I find. So I find stuff like this old washing machine. I don't think this was accidentally dropped in here. If so, I really want to know the story on how it was accidentally dropped in a lake. A lot of these bottles I found on the dive today are from the 50s or 60s. And not that it's ever been a good thing to throw stuff into lakes, but the importance of a clean environment wasn't talked about nearly as much as it's talked about today. And honestly, in the long run, glass is probably one of the least harmful things we pull out of the lake. However, there was a few car batteries in here today, so we'll definitely go back and try and pull those out. They're full.
They're full? Huh.
Sometimes when we find a can or bottle at the bottom of the lake, we'll crack it open and take a sip. These ones seem like they've been down there for a long time, so to err on the side of caution, I decided to leave them alone and not crack them open. This is one of the deeper dives we did today. It really wasn't that deep, it was about 30-35 feet or so, but I seen this really cool vase, and I was super sad when I realized it was broken, but it's pretty cool nonetheless.
Well, that was pretty cool. Good, smashed.
One thing that a lot of people don't realize is 99% of the stuff I do is all freediving. So when you see me on the bottom of a lake, I'm actually holding my breath. So we don't go down for very long, it's generally no more than 30 seconds, but for some reason a lot of people think I'm scuba diving. I don't know where that comes from.
So this is stuff that we pulled from the lake today. There's nothing too fancy. I think the favorite thing I found was this old mason jar. It's probably about 100 years old, so it's got a little blue tinge to it, which is kind of cool. This one's got a clear glass lid on it. It had the seal too, and this is the one that had the peaches or plums or whatever they were inside. So I thought it was kind of cool. So who knows how long that's been down there. None of these ones are really that fancy. I don't really know how I took this one. I think that's actually kind of modern, but oh well. And then just, yeah, some fishing gear. I'll probably give some of this away. Not too sure when, but it'll get given away. And then, yeah, this Zipper brand later. It's a little sticky. I'm not sure it really works too well. It'll go on the shelf though. But yeah, we'll definitely be back. There's a lot of stuff down there. It just wasn't much of a cleanup day for us. It was more of an exploring kind of day. Just trying out some new areas. So yeah, we'll be back and see if we can find some older, cooler stuff. Well, till next time, guys. Thanks for watching.